Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of Building $1 Million Business. As always, I'm your host. Let's make sure we get all of our channels connected. Let's get Insty on here. Let's get Insty. Let's get Insty. Let's get Insty. Come on, Instagram. Boom, there we go. We're back, better than ever, greater than ever. Listen, I'm bringing you some of that Monday energy. I'm happy to be back today. Listen, I've been blessed to see another day. So what does that mean? That means the show must go on. So welcome back, game changers. Welcome back, go-getters. Welcome back, hustlers. Welcome back, mid-level professionals. Welcome back, entrepreneurs. Welcome back, go-getters. Welcome back, corporate execs. Welcome back. What are we doing? Why are you here? Why do you keep showing up? Why do I keep showing up? Because we're building $1 million business and we're doing it in public. As always, I'm your host, Patrick Hart, known as that healthcare guy in some circles. And, we made it a mission this year. It was like, okay, let's build out $1 million business and do it in public. So we're not doing this in theory. We're not doing this for pretend. This is real life. Like I'm building $1 million business and I'm doing it in public. Every single episode is designed to give you some insights, some knowledge, some frameworks, some system build, just something that's going to help you get you 1% better each and every time so we can build $1 million bag here in 2026. So we kicked this thing off January the 11th, 2026. Here it is. We already, man, what are we? May 4th? May the 4th be with you, family. May the 4th be with you. So May 4th, 2026. So we're over 90 days into this build. Today is going to be episode 81. Can y'all believe that? Let's give yourself a round of applause. 81 already, 81. And I'm getting ready to tell you what today is going to be about. But before we do that, I just, for all the new people, I'm Patrick Hart, known as the healthcare guy in some circles, Army veteran, 6 years in the military, 2 tours overseas, pivoted, found healthcare, spent over 15 years in healthcare, kind of rising through the ranks, became a healthcare technology executive, was part of a executive team that spearheaded and sold a $750 million technology company at the end of 2018. And so, that was eye-opening. It was like, wow, how you did that. That was great. But I realized something. There's so many people that should have been in the room with me, that should have got their bag, that didn't get their bag. And so that made me realize something, that visibility isn't optional when it comes to your career success. Visibility isn't optional when it comes to you getting the bag and you actually getting the life that you say you deserve for yourself, right? So in 2023, I decided, okay, Pat, bet on yourself, do your own thing, right? So I created my own business. I started paying myself as an entrepreneur. I felt like a big boy, doing what people do, the entrepreneurs and all that good stuff. And I would say 2 years into that thing, I was okay, you're making money. This is great. You found out how to pay yourself. That's awesome. But I'm missing something. I still wasn't living in my purpose yet, right? I still wasn't fulfilling the impact that I felt like I needed to do. So in end of 2025, I was like, okay, Pat, let's do something special. Let's build this thing in person. Let's give people the framework. Let's give people the tools. Let's give people the resources. Let's connect them to the right people. Let's have the conversations that actually move the needle forward so we can help other people build their $1 million bag. So that's what this is for. Listen, family, I want to thank you for coming. If this is your first time here, thank you, family. You know what I'm going to say? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I appreciate you, family. I couldn't do this without you. So I appreciate the love and support y'all been giving me. This is episode 81, family. 81. We're going to be streaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, as well as Instagram. We got the whole family in one place like we always do. You know what I'm going to tell you to do. Comment boxes are open. The chat boxes are open. So as we get into today's episode, if there's something that's on your chest, something you got to get off your heart, you drop it in the comment boxes. The other thing too, drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. All this is going to be good for me and then also good for you as we build this thing out. Let me tell you why. Because a lot of people, you're an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, you're one of those people, you're creating your personal brand. You want to know, well, Pat, what platform is going to give me the best visibility? Well, use me as a proof point. That's why I'm using all the channels right now, because eventually when we build this thing out, we're going to get to ad spend section where we're spending real dollars on marketing to generate additional eyeballs and revenue for our business. So that's why I stream across all my channels, because you can connect with dope individuals that also give you dope insight. So let me hold on. I see you, Steven. Thanks for checking in. I see you, JB. I see you, Janny. I see you, Sangeeta. I see you, Marcus. Thanks for tapping in, family. I see you, Joel. Yeah, I see you, Joel. Thanks for tapping in as well, family. So we got the whole family in one place. What are we talking about today, family? What is episode 81 about? Let's boom, 81, episode 81. Oh, this was gonna be a good one. Listen, I thought this was gonna work and it didn't. I really did. Like, I'm about to share with, that's the title. That is 100%. That's the title. I thought this was gonna work and it didn't. So without further delay, let's get into this. First thing first, if you're here and you're like, okay, what can you give me within the first 60 seconds, first 2 minutes of being here? Family, the first thing I'm going to tell you, you want to own your audience, okay? Whenever you're building your personal brand, whenever you're building your $1 million playbook, whenever you're angling to get that $1 million bag, right? The biggest thing that I can tell you within the first 90 seconds of this live is own your own audience. Why do I tell you that? Because a lot of us, we're relying on algorithms to push out our message. We're relying on the algorithms to make sure we're able to connect with other people. And if you're that entrepreneur, that small business owner, we do realize the game of visibility is so important. But if the algorithm is not pushing out your message, the right eyeballs are not going to follow in it. But when you build your own ecosystem, family, as you move, as you dip, as you rock, as you pivot, those people begin to move, they rock and they dip and they pivot with you, right? No longer are you relying on the algorithm at that point. You're relying on your network to help propel you to get to the next level, right? So you probably heard it before. Your network determines your net worth. That's why it's so important to own your network, family. So I want to tell you that right now. So we got 2 big goals this year. One is actually build a $1 million business and do it in 12 months. So my job is to prove to you how we got there. And if you've been rocking with me, I've already been giving you some of that insight. The other big goal is we're building out a 50,000 member ecosystem inside the newsletter. As I just shared with you, you want to own your audience. Today, we have over 6,000 members. We're going to grow that to 50,000 just this year. I would appreciate seeing your name, your email address on the inside of that, inside the newsletters, where you're going to get some of those systems, where you get some of those automations, where you get some of those touch points, where you get the opportunity to connect on a personal level, some of those one-on-one opportunities. So make sure you sign up for the newsletter if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, okay? Let's get into it. Episode 81, what is this about? Family, I thought this would work, and it absolutely didn't. Let me tell you what happened right now. Like, I made a move this week in this build, and I was super confident that it was going to work. You ever been like that? You did something, and maybe you've been overconfident, and maybe your actions or in your thought process, it was going to work. So I was super confident it was going to work. I wasn't guessing at this point, right? I wasn't experimenting blindly. I've had, a couple of years in the game where I've been kind of building my personal brand. So I felt like this thing was going to connect when I did it. And it was solid. Y'all know it. If I put my name on it, you know it was solid, right? The idea, it made sense. The structure was extremely clean. The timing, it felt right. And it didn't hit, dude. It didn't hit. Look, this was a piece of content I put out. It didn't go nowhere. I'm like, what the hell? What happened, dude? Like, what's going on? I had low response. I had low engagement. There was no real traction on it, right? So here's the message that I want you to get out of this. Just because something makes sense to you, just because it makes sense to you, doesn't mean it's going to work. And let me know. Am I the only one who's done something like that, who's experienced this before? You created a piece of content, you put it out there, and then it just flopped. Like, you got no eyeballs on it. You may have got, maybe your mom, she commented, "Thanks, babe. I love you. You look so cute," something like that. That's what happened to me. It was horrible. I was like, dude, come on, man. How are we going to grow $1 million business if we can't even get one piece of content to actually travel as far as we want it to go, right? So let me make sure my comment sections are open because I'm missing some comments here. So we got Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, as well as Facebook. The whole family's in one place. Don't forget the chat box is open. Comments as we keep going through, and I keep working through my notes. But I see you. Instagram, I see you over there. Instagram, thank you for tapping in. My LinkedIn family, man, you guys always been showing up and showing love. TikTok has been blowing up like crazy. I see you, Natasha. I see you, Judy. I see you, Superman. I see you, Classic. I see you, Rachel. I see you, Love Boosts. I see you, Spencer, Rochelle. I mean, come on, the whole family's here. So here's the promise that I'm going to give you in this particular episode. In this episode, we're going to break down the real myths from this week. And I'm not talking about what I wanted to happen. I'm not even talking about, in hindsight, the decision that should have happened. I'm talking about something that just happened in this build in real time. So by the end of this, you're going to understand 3 things. Why good ideas don't always translate to results. Number two, what to look for when something doesn't land. And then number three, how to adjust without losing momentum in your $1 million build. And here's what I have to learn. Y'all know I'm about to share it with you. Being right in your head doesn't mean the market is going to agree with you. It never does. It never does. Y'all ever put out a piece of content and it just flops? It doesn't go anywhere. I don't care what social channel, but it doesn't go anywhere. Listen, so here's what I did. Here's what I did. I'm about to share with you. Like, I put out a piece of content and I truly believed in that thing. Man, I spent real time, like some real time working on it, crafting it, creating it. You know, you work through Canva, you put your finishing touches, your brand colors and all that good stuff on it. And I had a strong message. Like, the message was fire. At least I thought it was. Clear value was included in there. The right insight, everything was in there. And from my perspective, it should have connected. It should have, like, dude, like, I had my chest out. I was like, dude, when this drop, I'm about to kill him with this. This right here is going to take me over the top. This is going to get the eyeballs that I was looking for. And you know what happened? It didn't work. Like, it didn't work. And it made me realize something right there in that moment. This is where, like, real talk, this is where a lot of people get stuck when they're building their personal brand. Like, they start defending their work. You know, people like that. You put out a piece of content and then instantly when it flops, you start defending that thing you worked on. I hear it all the time. I hear people say things like, man, the algorithm, it doesn't like me. It didn't push out my content. Or, you know, people just didn't see it. Or the timing was off. Or better yet, you may even hear this because I've said it before too. Man, the algorithm is being racist. Y'all hear that before? Like, oh, it doesn't like black or brown people. Some of that might be true. Who knows? Some of that might be true, but I hear it all the time. But listen, family, let me share this with you. If you stay there, right there in that disbelief for way too long, you don't learn anything from it. And this is where a lot of people, they fall off the mat. It's preventing them from building their $1 million brand, preventing them from getting that corner offers, preventing them from elevating to that next level. Because just because something flops one time, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean the algorithm doesn't favor you, but that means there's a moment that we can actually learn something from that, right? So the reality is simple. The market doesn't decide, the market actually decide what actually hits. That's why you can't rely and trust on the algorithm, because it's not you. It's not your intention. It's not your effort. It's not how much you believe in that thing that's going to make that thing actually go forward. The response tells the truth. And that's what we need to we need to sit in real quick. I see you, family. Thank y'all for tapping in. I see you, Blessed. I see you, Top Heartbeat. I see you, Ra. I see you, Pat, Jock, Candy, Return to the Trill. The whole family's here. I see you on Instagram. I don't even know your name right there, but I see you as well. Thanks for tapping in. MCR, Jamie, the whole family. Thank y'all for tapping in. Like, the response tell the truth. Then I have to get honest. Like, I have to look at things differently. And I'm going to share with you. Hopefully, as you building your $1 million brand, you start taking time to really evaluate what's working and what's not. So I started looking at things differently, like not emotionally, but objectively. You ever looked at some of the stuff that you work on to, like, take the emotions out of it? All right, I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get too excited. You know, I'm not going to get overly down. I'm not going to get overly high. Just really look at this. And I asked myself this. I say, okay, Pat, why didn't this land? Why didn't it hit the way you thought it was going to hit? And, you know, not from my perspective, because it's easy to look at your perspective and you'd be like, man, it didn't work because, you know, again, algorithm is racist, blah, blah, blah. They don't like black and brown people. But from theirs, and when I mean theirs, from your target audience perspective, you want to start looking at, okay, why didn't this work from their perspective? The other thing, you start want to look at it from the perspective of the algorithm itself. Sometimes the piece of content you put out is not structured the right way, right? So here's the thing. Was the hook strong enough? You know, I started asking myself that. Did it connect fast enough? I started asking myself that. All these things impact your bill, your $1 million bill, when you're putting out pieces of content to create your visibility. Was the hook strong enough? Did it connect fast enough? Was it clear who it was intended for? Did it make people feel something immediately? These are parts of when you're building your $1 million brand, you have to be asking about this stuff. Is the hook strong enough? Did it connect fast enough? Was it clear who my intended audience is for? Did it make people feel something as soon as I dropped it? And that's usually where the gap is, family, right there. We usually start to build from what we want to say. You ever done that before? You start building your piece of content and you're putting it out there based off of what you want to say instead of what people actually need to hear. Let me pause, because I know some of you guys are doing that, because I do that as well. Like, I'm thinking, okay, man, Pat, this is gonna kill them. Like as soon as I drop this, right? As soon as I drop this message, man, it's gonna hit them so hard in the chest. They're gonna be like, dude, I want more, I want more, I want more. And it normally never works like that, right? So instead of building based off of what you want to say, sometimes you have to build your visibility based off of what people actually need to hear. You ever done that before? Like, that's a different approach that most people think. Listen, until you build up your credibility, most people, they don't care about what the hell you got to say. They want to hear what they need to hear, not what you want to say. So until you become that influencer, that creator, that thought leader, specifically in your niche that other people are looking to, refrain from just putting out pieces of content based off of what you want to say. Think about your intended audience. What do they need to hear? And that's going to be the difference, is whether or not your content actually moves the needle. And it matters, family. In that order, it actually matters. Know this: attention is earned, not assumed. Some of us assuming just because, oh, I used to be a corporate exec, or you have military experience, or I spent 7 years in my organization, or blah, 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 blah. You think just because you have a little status in this one area that it's going to travel across social media? Family, attention is earned. It's not assumed. So I want you to understand that. Listen, I didn't scrap everything. Like, when it didn't hit the way that I want, I didn't like scrap everything. I didn't start crying. I just adjusted. Let me share with you 3 simple things, 3 simple adjustments that we need to make. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, as well as Instagram. The whole family's in one place. Don't be a stranger. Drop your first name, wave your hand, say hi and thank you. I'll make sure to say hi and thank you as well. I see you. I see the family. Everybody's showing up today, so I appreciate that. And I want to give you some of that Monday energy as we build out this thing. We got 2 big goals really quick before I get into the 3 things. $1 million this year, right? My proof point is to show you that we're going to build $1 million. The second is build a 50,000 member ecosystem inside the newsletter. We got over 6,000 strong. That thing's been growing every single week. I would love to see you on the inside. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, do that today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do that today, because I can benefit from using your support. So 3 simple things that I did. 1, I tightened the hook. What are we talking about? Listen, if it doesn't grab attention in seconds, it doesn't matter how good the rest of your piece of content is. Let me pause there, because I'm going to lose some people. You're going to be like, what? Listen, we're playing the game of visibility. When you play the visibility game and you start putting out pieces of content, if it doesn't grab people in seconds, you have only seconds. Normally it's like 1.5, 1.75 seconds. In seconds, it doesn't matter how good the rest of your piece of content is. And that's the reality. Like, that's the game that we're in. So number 2, I simplified the message. What are we talking about? Clarity beats complexity every single time. Every single time. Y'all know people like that? Like, they start putting out pieces of content that feels like it's a journal. They're writing a whole freaking story. Mom, dad, brother, sister, brother, cousin. Who freaking cares? Nobody cares about all that stuff. Who is your piece of content intended for? Does it hit them? Does it solve their problems? Does it speak to their challenges? Does it solve their specific needs, right? Every single time, clarity beats complexity. If people have to think too hard about this piece of content that's out there, you know what they're going to do? They're going to scroll right past it every single time. They're going to scroll right past it every single time. 3, all right, the third thing, shorten the gap to value. What are we talking about? Get to the point faster. Real talk. You got to get to the point faster. Don't make people wait to feel something from that thing that you're actually building. And that's what actually drives the needle. That's what actually drives engagement. When you actually go against the grain, when you challenge people's thought process, when you actually have a different viewpoint, when you make people feel something in your content, when you're creating your visibility and your $1 million playbook, that's what actually drives your point faster and engagement quicker as well. Don't make people wait to feel something. And listen, that shift right there, it changed everything for me. Now, listen, I'm not attached to being right. I'm committed to getting better. Anybody else committed to getting better, building their $1 million business? Y'all let me know. Maybe I'm the only one. Homeschool, I see you for tapping in. Thanks, family, because you always show love. Mr. Devin, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate the love as well. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. The whole family's in one place. Let me land this thing because we're at 12:20 already. Let me get you out of here. Let me give you 2 minutes. I see you, Larry. I see you, Tracy. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you guys showing love. Aquila, thank you for tapping in as well. Appreciate you. So here's what this build is reinforcing. Listen, ideas are important, extremely important. Never lose your ideas when you're building your $1 million brand. Execution matters though, okay? Consistency to build matters. But feedback, family, when you start getting feedback, feedback tells the truth. So if you got a low engagement, if people are not engaging at all, if your content doesn't travel anywhere, that's where you should be getting feedback from that. We should be learning from that. So you can't keep putting the same shit out there and expecting a different results. We need to learn from what we're putting out there so our visibility can grow. That's the whole game right there. Feedback actually tells the truth. That's the difference between the people get eyeballs and the people that don't get eyeballs. I started building this thing out in January the 11th, 2026. Here we are. May the 4th be with you, right? And every single episode, I get more and more people, more and more people, more and more people, more and more people join. You know why? Because 1, I'm being authentically me. 2, I keep it real. 3, I know my target audience. And then 4, I do realize that this is helping other people build their $1 million brand. With that being said, tap into the newsletter. Y'all want to sign up for that. So some people, they protect their ideas. Y'all know people like that. Other people, they start refining theirs. Some people, they take misses personally. They take you're shooting those shots, and every single time you don't make it, you're like, oh shit, it's not working for me. What the what? And then you quit and you fold your tent, you're ready to go. Other people, they start using that as data. That's what we want to do. That's where your growth actually happens, family. So what? It didn't work. Good. It didn't work. What does that mean? That means this is an opportunity for us to learn something, not fold up the tent and quit, to actually learn something from that. So now every single time I drop a piece of content, I want to really look at it like, how long is it living in the web? How fast am I getting engagement? How much engagement am I getting? How much feedback am I getting? How can I learn from this? Like now I know what to fix every single time. Now I move faster, and that's the whole entire game. Family, that's it. That's episode, listen, that's been episode 81. Give yourself a round of applause. I really do. I really, really do. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all because y'all been giving me love. And here's the other thing too. I told you I've been building this $1 million branding and visibility course, dude. I honestly, I keep telling you, I'm putting the finishing touches on it. Honestly, it's complete at this point. It's complete, but I'm also waiting on my funnel system because here's the thing: you can put out content, you can tell people about what you're doing, but if you don't have a back end system and process to help you push it out to the right people, then it could potentially go nowhere, right? So that's what I'm waiting on right now, and I will share with you when all of that is complete. You know, I think we did that on, man, it was probably episode 50 or something like that. We talked about our back-end architecture. We talked about the automation, the system build, and all that. So we're still working on that. That thing is not complete. But when this is done, I'll take you behind the scenes. I'll share with you some of the people that I've been working with so you too can have a connection point so they can help you with your $1 million build as well. And then upcoming very soon, I'm going to have a, what I call it? A collaboration week. And what I mean by this, I'm going to start sharing with you some of the people that I collaborate with. I'm going to bring them on these lives as well. And when we do that, we can talk about like their different and better story, the value they bring to the table, why, how long they've been in the business, what they can deliver for you. Because again, as I'm building this thing out, I want to help you too build your $1 million brand, help you get that corner office, help you build your 7-figure or that $1 million playbook, and do it in 12 calendar months. Listen, family, that's it for me. Thank y'all for joining. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Let me see. I got a comment in there. Oh, thanks. I appreciate you, Joel. Joel said excellent content on LinkedIn. Listen, y'all want to tap in with those people as well. Homeschool, thank you for following us, showing me all the love. Aquila, man, you've been giving me tons of love as well. I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow, listen, Lord's will, I get the health and the strength to be here. Y'all know what's going to happen. Same time, same place. Invite other like-minded individuals. Until then, let's get it. Peace, family.